EMS is the first company on our radar. Now, the stock has surged more than 80% in 2024. The company recently raised 400 crore rupees via a QIP. And of course, it's been winning several orders as well. To talk about this and to discuss the outlook, we have with us Ashish Tomar, founder and MD at EMS. Mr. Tomar, great to have you with us. Thanks for joining in. Let's start first with the QIP. So you've completed the fundraise. Tell us what was the thought process, the rationale, and where exactly will this equity capital be used?
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for having me. Yeah, we have not yet raised the capital. We are in process. I think this process will be completed in a month or two. We plan to raise.
Okay, and so sort of, what is the end use? If you could just tell us, what's your capex like this year? What is the debt level? And what really is the plan with this 400 crores?
Yeah, the majority of that amount would be used for working capital, because our working capital cycle is quite large. It's of 3 months, and we are targeting a revenue growth of around 25 to 30% over our previous year's revenue, which was at 720 odd crores. So bulk of that would go for the working capital.
All right. Hi, Ashish. Good morning and good to see you, Ben. So give us a few details. Earlier when you joined us, you were telling us you hinted at 30 to 35% growth. And for the year, the revenue should hit around 1,000 crores. Do you stick to that? And also margins, I think you were guiding in the vicinity of around 27 to 28%. Working capital, as you said, is around 3 months. So post this fundraise, how do you see things panning out? First, the guidance, reiterate that. And also, if you could tell us, how does it improve your working capital cycle?
Yeah, I think the growth would be in the range of 30%, as I committed earlier. And this fundraise would enable us to achieve that. That's why we are raising the capital.
Okay. All right. Now, just to clear that out, so you'll end close to 1,000 crores. You've cleared the part on the revenue for the year. If you could tell us, what about the profitability, margins of around 27 to 28%? And since you're raising these funds, it'll help you improve your working capital cycle, which you told us the last time around was 3 months. How much does it improve it?
That this cycle, the majority of our business, the nature of our business is that around 10 to 15% of the revenue is held up in retention with the employer, which is government in our case. So which is released after completion of the project and defect liability period. Typical completion period of a project is around 3 months. So because of that, our working capital is tied up with the government, and we need fresh working capital for that.
So, and this is, Ashish, are you saying this is unlikely to change? This is equity capital that is going just to sort out your working capital cycle. I mean, it's not really going, you're not telling us that it's going in fresh orders. So are you telling us that this is unlikely to change? I mean, then what happens after the 400 crores gets consumed?
Ma'am, if we keep our revenue constant, then we would not need fresh working capital. But if we are to fund the growth, we are aiming at 30% odd growth. So in that case, we are going to need capital.
Okay, so let's talk about the growth. You also announced a recent order with the Kolkata Municipal Corporation. So just tell us, where does it take the total order book as of now, so far in the second quarter? Where is the order book and what's the pipeline like? I mean, what are you expecting in terms of fresh bids for the rest of the year in the second half?
Yeah, so after this order, our order book would be somewhere in the range of 2,300 to 2,400 crores. And we have around 3,000 crores of bids in pipeline, and we are hopeful that we are going to convert some of them into orders.
What's your normal hit ratio? Around 20%, I think, is what you mentioned in the past.
So, it keeps fluctuating between 10 to 15%.
10 to 15%. So we could possibly expect you to get another 300 to around 450 crores of order wins in the remainder of this fiscal?
Yes, sir. We are hopeful for that.
All right. And the O&M part of your business, I think it was around 10%. But as you start doing a higher amount of projects, I'm guessing that component goes up. How do you see the O&M part of the business, contribute as a percentage of revenues? The last recorded number we have is 10%.
Yes, sir. Going forward, I think it will be in the range of 10 to 20% in a 3 to 4 years time.
Got it. And, we briefly asked you about the margin picture. It will be in the 27 to 28% odd for this year?
We will maintain our current margins.
Well, it's good, Ashish. Thanks a lot for joining in. Post that fundraise, we re-invite you on the channel to tell us about the efficient use of that. And also be interesting to see the names that come in there. The stock, in the last 1 year or so, I think it's more than doubled post its listing. So we'll keep an eye out on this name as well.